Good day everyone, my name is Edelyn Cruz, and to continue our topic, I am going to discuss about the microfilaments. What is microfilament? When we say microfilaments, it refers to solid rods made of a protein known as actin. Actin is a globular structural protein that polymerizes in a helical fashion to form an actin filament. Microfilaments is common to all eukaryotic cells and one of the important components of the cytoskeleton, along with microtubules and intermediate filaments. It usually ranges from 5 to 9 nanometers in diameter and are designed to bear large amounts of tension. In association with myosin, which is a large family of motor proteins found in eukaryotic tissues allowing mobility in muscles, microfilaments help to generate the forces used in cellular contraction and basic cell movements. Microfilaments are the thinnest part of the cytoskeleton that gives shape to the cell and support all of its internal parts. It keeps organelles in place within the cell. It provides some rigidity and shape. It can be depolymerized or disassembled and reformed quickly, thus enabling a cell to change its shape and move. White blood cells can make use of this ability. They can move to the site of an infection and engulf the pathogen. Actin filaments are the other name for microfilaments. Microfilaments are composed of two strands of subunits of the protein actin wound that are arranged in a long spiral chain. Microfilaments are found beneath the cell cortex, which is the meshwork of membrane-associated proteins that supports and strengthens the plasma membrane. Globular actin refers to the actin that come together to form microfilaments. It also referred to as a free monomer. Once microfilaments are joined together, or a polymer microfilament, it is now known to be a filamentous actin. Microfilaments are polar. When we say polar, it refers to the fact that there are two distinct ends to the filament. These ends are called the negative end and the positive end. At the positive end, actin subunits are adding onto the elongating filament, and at the negative end, actin subunits are dissembling or falling off of the filament. The positively charged or plus end of microfilament is barbed, and their negatively charged or the minus end is pointed. Polarization occurs due to the molecular binding pattern of the molecules that make up the microfilament. Also, like microtubules, the plus end grows faster than the minus end. What are the functions of microfilaments? The functions include cell division, amoeboid movement, cell motility, changes in cell shape, endocytosis and exocytosis, muscle contractility, and mechanical stability. Microfilaments is very important during cell division, where it helps to divide the cell during mitosis. Microfilaments aid the process of cytokinesis, which is when the cell pinches off and physically separates into two daughter cells. Amoeboid movement is brought about by reversible changes in the actin filaments of the cell's cytoskeleton. It is the mechanism of movement demonstrated by amoeba and the other cells that are capable of changing their shape. Microfilaments play a role in causing cells to move. This occurs throughout the body, and it is also very important for organisms whose entire body consists of one cell, such as amoeba. Without microfilaments, they would not be motile. Ectomucin plays a role here just as it does in muscle cells. In order for cells to move, one end of a microfilament must elongate while the other end must shorten, and myosin acts as a motor to make this happen. Aside from those, One of the most important roles of microfilaments is to contract muscles. There is a high concentration of microfilaments in muscle cells, where they form myofibrils, the basic unit of the muscle cell. Actin is an indispensable protein for muscle movement. And while being called as actin filaments, actin is so prominent in the muscular system of the body. This diagram shows the microfilament structure and assembly, where there's a globular actin, which is a free monomer that come together to form microfilaments. And once the microfilaments are joined together, there's a filamentous actin or the F-actin. This is the another picture that shows microfilament. For additional information, I put a video link here about the microfilaments. That's the end of my report. Thank you.